What happens now after Bradley has interviewed Ashley? What are Corey's true intentions? Does he want to help Alex? Does he want Bradley to take over? Some of our crew members have a little bit too much to drink, and Mitch promises to take Fred down with him. So we're going to talk about that and much more. Hey everybody, Elliot back again with another review for the morning show. We're talking about episode 5 today, which was titled, No One's Gonna Harm You, Not While I'm Around. A looming article threatens to upend the morning show power structure. We're gonna talk about that, but definitely consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with our content. And if and when you've seen the latest episode of the morning show, I wanna know what you're thinking about it. Let's have some discussions in the comment section. So as I have been doing for the last previous episodes, this will be a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen the latest episode, check it out, come back in this review and let me know what you thought of it. So let's break the episode down. So it starts off immediately after the morning show ends, after last week's episode, and Bradley has her interview with Ashley, and we see how that kind of played out and all the information she was able to get out of Ashley in regards to what really happened with her and Mitch and other things that went around with the network. So we see that, but the biggest thing of the episode in regards to opening up the show and having a good kind of, catch your attention moment, Mitch walks into the morning show. He says hello to everyone, and you should, how's the dog? Keep the dog in the crate, all that stuff. And everyone's just shocked that he's in the studio. We see Chip saying, what's going on? So we see Mitch goes into the office where everyone is. This is the first time we've seen Mitch with the entire cast so far. We've seen him talk to Chip a couple episodes ago. We obviously see him with Alex a couple times, but this is our first time seeing him around the crew. We've seen the pictures and everything and them talk about Mitch, but this is the first time that Mitch has been on the show with the entire cast. So we pretty much see this man on his last leg saying that there's going to be an article that's coming out pretty soon. I want you guys to speak on my behalf in the best light possible. We're family, we're friends, we broke bread together, this, that, and the other. And no one stands up for him. No one speaks up and says this. Yes, Mitch, I'm going to speak up for you. Even he looks at Alex and she just walks away. So again, you see Steve Carell. Now he's starting to get more involved in the storyline. And obviously he was involved in the previous 4 episodes, but not as much as we're going to probably see him moving forward in regards to how he wants to handle the situation and take control of this narrative that's been set upon him. And also one of the big moments we see for the first time, Mitch, as he's leaving the studio, as the security kind of leads him out, we see Bradley jumps into the elevator there and kind of asks him who else knew, and he kind of says, alludes to that everyone knew essentially, and tells her to watch her back, or essentially keep her back against the wall. So some advice for Bradley there. So we see the next day, Bradley gets invited to a birthday party for Claire. Doesn't seem like they really want her to come, but we know Bradley. She's going to take any challenge you give to her. We see Bradley has an interview with a reporter. I believe the reporter name was Maggie. Maggie's grilling her about the suspicions of who knew about Mitch, and if Alex is really on board with the female presence being kind of the forefront of the team. So we see how that kind of plays out, and we get more of Maggie later in the episode. We see the behind the scenes of how sometimes these executives in these positions try to cover their end and cover their access, their companies and everything of that nature. And we see Fred and Corey talking to the article company, the reporters is going to drop the story, and how they're just like feeding each other. We'll give you this story if you take this out. It just shows you all the dark stuff that goes behind the scenes in some of these big studios, and how they most importantly want to cover themselves, but also cover not necessarily the people involved, but just their company, because they know it makes money for them. So it just shows you all the dark sides of some of this behind the scenes issues when you have some of these stories come out about the Me Too movement and sexual harassment, things of that nature. So I love when the show dives into the behind the scene elements of some of these studios. So we see Bradley gets a call from her dad, which we'll talk a little bit about later. Chip meets with one of the reporters on the phone, and the reporter tells him that, you weren't in the conversation. And we're seeing Chip starting to lose less and less confidence of himself and his position. And we see them kind of have a back and forth. And Chip tells the reporter, hey, I got you this job. We're friends. And I know about your skeleton. So you need to tell me what is going on in this article. And we see how that plays out towards the end of this episode. But we see Chip is really kind of on the edge of his seat in regards to what is all going to come out in this article. We watch both parties kind of take place with it. This is kind of the middle of the episode. We see Alex is having a fundraiser that she holds every year. And we see all the backstab backstabbing and the smile in your faces type of situations with her and Corey and Fred and her wife and Fred's wife. And then at the same time, we see Bradley going to Claire's birthday party and seeing all that kind of play out. And within this moment, we see just a lot of good acting, in my opinion. Jennifer Aniston has been killing it in this role as Alex and just been doing a great job. I think Billy's character in regards to Corey has been great. I'm just loving the acting, and we're just seeing all these people just being backstabbers and just smiling in each other's face, which is hilarious. So within these parties, we see things like Claire having a conversation with Maya, and they're a little drunk at this point, and they're spilling some beans, and Claire's kind of having fun, but then obviously Maya takes a lot of the conversation a little bit more to heart because it's about Mitch and kind of their relationship, and she's been there for 20 years, and Claire doesn't know much about what's going on because she's only been there for 18 months. So we see all that at Claire's party, and also too, a lot of the people are like, hey, we invited you, Bradley, but we don't really want to necessarily spread our rumors. Is this the Bradley that's a human, or is this the Bradley that wants to get the truth out of people? So we see that the people are still trying to get used to Bradley and her personality. And then we see at Alex's party, her and Corey kind of have a back and forth, and Corey sings to her. They have a duet, and Alex just can't take enough of the phoniness. She runs out of the party, which is she's just, it's a lot of her shows. We know the truth that Alex knows, but she doesn't want everyone else to know the situation. So as the episode kind of wraps up, Alex gets in a car with Mitch after she leaves her party. They have a conversation. Things lead to another. They kiss each other, and then in the meantime, while they're kissing, the article drops, and they're reading it. Everyone in the cast and the crew is reading it, and there's a lot of details coming out. But one thing that didn't come out was Fred's involvement in knowing of the situation about Mitch. And we see Chip finds out that his information doesn't come out, so everyone's still safe at this point but Mitch. And the episode closes, we see Bradley sleeping with the bartender, which she goes home and cries to Corey about it, and we'll see how that relationship kind of plays out. I don't know if Corey is starting to see the pieces crumble in his confidence in Bradley, or they're going to have a thing together, but we see that kind of play out. But we see Mitch call Fred and say, hey, I saw the article and I'm never going to work again. I'm taking you down with me. So it's getting juicy. It's getting good. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. The acting, again, Jennifer Aniston has been killing it so far this season. She's been kind of my go-to character as far as performance. I'm liking Reese Witherspoon as Bradley, but she has her highs and lows. She's a great actress, don't get me wrong, but I'm just really loving what I'm getting from Jennifer Aniston. Again, I'm hoping to see more of Mitch's story and how he's going to take out the network, how he's going to expose Fred and maybe Chip and maybe Corey and maybe even Alex. We'll see where this season goes. Essentially, with this being the 5th episode, it's kind of like a mid-season finale, and I just imagine things that just ratchet up even more in the next 4 episodes, or 5 episodes, I should say. So I'm enjoying it. I'm really liking what I saw today, and I'm looking forward to what next week has to have to play out for us all. So that's my thoughts on the review. Thumbs up. Let me know what you thought of this review. Like, share, comment below. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Follow us on all of our social media accounts. Check out all of our content that we've done so far, from The Mandalorian to See on Apple TV+, and then I got some stuff coming probably later today and tomorrow for some Netflix things. So thank you for watching this review of The Morning Show. I'll be back again reviewing episode 6. And until then, we'll see you on the next video.